All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Brad Hawkins. I'm the Chief Product Officer at ServicePower, and I'm super excited to be joined today by Ahmed Gorbal, who is our Senior Vice President of AI at ServicePower, CEO of Invenium, fresh off the acquisition of joining our two companies together. I'm super pumped to talk about AI today. Ahmed, do you want to do an introduction of yourself?
Thank you so much, Brad. Happy to talk to all the audience. I'm founder of Invenium. I'm myself passionate about AI, which I think is not just a buzz, but it's mostly a revolution that will challenge a lot of industry. It's not all industry, I think. Founded Invenium in 2017, and we wanted to introduce AI in a lot of product and to challenge a lot of processes. We end up by focusing on computer vision, and we build a product based on models, computer vision models, that helps field technician in telecom and in utility to get their job controlled by the models. It's like an assistant, AI assistant, which makes a lot of benefit that we can go and talk about later. Super happy as well to join forces with ServicePower. It's a very great step to have the product integrated in a bigger landscape of features and extremely professional team that we joined. So happy today to share with you a lot of insight and tips about the Vision AI.
Awesome. So you already mentioned there computer vision, and I think we're talking about a couple terms now. We're also calling it Vision AI. But I'm wondering if you can go a little deeper. It was one of the things I was excited about. We did a proof of concept as part of our organizations coming together. The concept behind computer vision being I can take a photo and I can get a result, and I'm giving it a very simplified explanation there. So I'm wondering if you can go a little deeper on the value of computer vision. What does it bring to field service? How are we going to use it to bring value to the world?
Yeah. So whenever we talk about field services, someone who's doing an operation somewhere very far away from the person who was asking him to do, and in any field operation, there is a visual control needed. Imagine on the smaller scale. If you have a house and you need to do renovation on your house, but you don't live in the city where the house is, you hire someone to do the renovation at your home, but you still need to control his job before paying him. So what to do? Either you take a plane and you travel there and to control his job, or you cross finger and you pay, and after you discover that a lot of imperfection were there during the work. So we came to answer to such type of problem on a bigger scale. So wherever there is field services and wherever needed a visual control to any work is done to be done, we are there to automate this. When I say automate this, means that based on the picture that we can collect on the work done, we can control and assist the technician to say to him, hey, don't go home. You forgot this or this or this. This is non-quality or this is non-compliance. This is the way that we apply it. But as well, the value from it goes over that. So yes, the technician or the field operation can handle his job in a correct way without a mistake. But as well, it's a tool to control assets. If you have a huge asset and you need to do an audit on them and need to be sure that your database is exactly what is on the field. This is as well on the capturing the picture or the video on the field. Automatically, we can compare what exists on the database and what is existing on the field really. It is a way as well to control a lot of fraud that can be happening, and only visual control can be there to identify that it's a fraud or not. So to make it in one sentence, whatever the eye of a human being can catch and identify that is good or not, we can translate it in knowledge in computer vision models and automate the control directly.
That's awesome. So I'm hearing like first time fix rates can go through the roof because you know someone's not leaving until the AI model has told them something is correct. But I can also imagine a world where, in facilities maintenance, you're already in the world of fiber to the home and telecom, even appliances, where I could take pictures upfront in the process and identify a product potentially, make sure I know more about it. I'm just thinking of use cases that are all along the way. Um, I mean, I see it as being super powerful that, it probably works across the life cycle of a field service event where I know one of the things we've talked about is could I even make it a step-by-step process? I'm a resource out in the field. I do step one, I take the photo, it looks right. It takes me on to step two. Now I've got to cable something up and I take the next photo. It's giving that guidance. It's AI giving guidance all along the way.
It, it's totally, this is totally the huge value that can brings after the quality control. Means when the most thing that we hear from field operation is the shortage of skilled people going to do the job or trained people to do the job. With computer vision, you resolve a big part of this problem because you don't need to people be trained to do that operation before, or people have high skills to do that. You can take anyone who will be guided by computer vision by saying, this is step one, you do it, you done correctly, let's pass to step two. And so you enhance, you open the wide the market of labor there. One, first, you reduce a lot of kilometers for the experts. So as everyone can do the job, everyone can do the job near his house, his town home. And you open as well this type of operation to many social category who, were not excluded somehow to do some such jobs, as we saw with Uber. When Uber arrived to the market and challenged the transportation, a lot of people were not having opportunity to do that job, became able to do this such job. And we're talking about the same thing. What Uber brought is a trust and the capacity of someone to drive in a city where he never drove before from one point A to one point B. And the trust is that he can bring or she can bring someone in his or her car that never met before. And the same for the passenger who will jump in a car with someone who never know before. But Uber brought the trust in the middle. And the same with computer vision can bring to such complementary product with all the features that we have at ServicePower is we can bring to anyone capacity to do any new operation. First of all, we can bring the trust that this operation will be done correctly because there is an automatic control with computer vision. So the one who ordered the job will be always in control of who is taking the operation first and how the operation is done correctly, the level of quality that we had in that operation. So this is the aim of bringing computer vision to the FSM world.
Yep, that's great. With your experience, you talked about founding Invenium. I believe that was 2017. You've been doing this for a while. How do you see, again, as someone who's been at ServicePower for a long time, I believe the coming together of our companies with ServicePower kind of leapfrogging in their capabilities, what we can now offer for AI. What do you see out in the competition, in the market, as far as where we are now in our ability to execute on computer vision using AI versus what's going on with the rest of the world?
So a lot of small things can be happening directly. Let's talk about from the point of view of the person who is using the FSM with plus computer vision. Today, if someone is using an FSM operation without computer vision, when he finish his job, he submit the work done, and he would be waiting for approval to get his payment, right? With computer vision, the approval will be automatically as the system will check with a picture or video the job and automatically will say, yes, the job is done correctly, the person get payment directly. This is a huge value for the people who are using. Okay, this is like one of the parts. The second part is, again, the shortage of laborers who can do operation. If we don't have computer vision, we need to train people, we need to schedule people, we need to make them move big hundreds of miles to perform some operation where they get trained on. With computer vision, we don't need heavy training. Anyone can do operation because on the field, he will be assisted step by step by computer vision. This is the main two big, how to say, impact to the field operation. More than that, it will be mostly lot of reduction indirectly of CO2 emission because people will travel less and they will performing job nearby. Operation efficiency and operation excellence will go to the roof because the speed of handling correct things will be faster, and we will get much more infrastructure project or field inspection done correctly and faster. So those are the major immediately impact and differentiator between FSM who will have computer vision models and who will not have computer vision models. And here I want to add something. We are not talking about AI powered computer vision. We are talking about owning the models. That's models that built from scratch, not by calling LLM or Gen AI integrated to the FSM, where the accuracy of the model is not correct. So I don't believe that Gen AI would be relevant for that because Gen AI, the accuracy level would be between 60-70%, which is not enough to handle automation and to trust a system in payment, in quality control and stuff like that. So I really believe in models, proper models for computer vision.
Yep. So I want to get to like the future of AI and what our opportunities are, but I think a bridge question for that is you talk a little bit about the models. And before my experience working with the teams at Invenium was, I was telling the world AI is only as good as the data behind it, right? And I felt like I learned a lot along the process of working with all of you in that the models that are created with the intention there is 95+% accuracy in the results. And I'm wondering if you can just talk a little bit about what goes into how those models are created, the things we're doing to ensure accuracy, because I know there's some tools that are used to, so that the model can be monitored, so that we're where I'm going with that is I feel like we are producing AI. I used to tell everyone that, there's a lot of hype around AI and people are working through the kinks. One of the things I trust is models are accurate. We have ways to ensure those models are accurate. And I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit about how we create those and ensure they're accurate.
Yeah, this is very, very important point. This is crucial. I think building models is easy today. Anyone can build models, but building accurate models that stay accurate, this is the hardest part. And this is a key differentiation in the market. When we started to build the model, we understood that there is two main factors that made the accuracy high. The first one will be the creation of the data set. Okay, means that the data set that will be used to train the models should be extremely correct. If we have a small error on a level of 10,000 point in data set, the accuracy will drop around 30 to 35%. So this is why we need to have what we call is extremely assisted learning, which is very different than generative AI, which unassisted learning. So we invested a lot on processes and internal processes and internal team who create the data set. So we have annotation agents who are internal, they are not external. We have a process of quality control on the work of annotation agents. And this can guarantee the first big part, first big key for computer vision, accuracy, and model. The second part, which is as well very important, is we don't apply the same algorithm for any detection. So every single detection, we apply a combination of thousands of algorithms, and we test them and we identify the right combination. There is millions of combinations, and we automated this, the right combination that gives the maximum response on accuracy. And once we define that, we start the training. While what we saw in the market, first people outsourced the annotation part because it's hard to recruit agents and motivate them and do that job. And the second, by going fast and producing models fast, they applied the same algorithm to all use cases, which after you will never have the right accuracy there. So those two keys are the main keys that give the accuracy. I'm not revealing a secret here. This is like the theory. The secret is how to implement it in everyday job. And
you're hitting on something exactly that I used to talk about as it relates to not just AI, but field service in general. It comes up a lot when we talk about our AI-based scheduling tool. It's that people need to hear the details to understand that we're to a level of expertise in how we're executing on this to understand that it truly is going to be accurate and valuable. I use the term of optimization in general in field service, where everyone tells you they do it. But I encourage our prospects, I go ask our competitors, what do they really mean by that? How are they really doing it? And what you find is they say, well, I'm optimizing a route. I'm doing optimization once a day to produce a schedule for the next day. That's not true optimization. And the same thing applies here. I want people to hear the detail and the diligence that goes in behind that, because they're going to see that, like, wow, what ServicePower is doing is real. It's accurate. It's because they understand how it works. So that's why that was perfect, in that people need to understand. They need to dig in and be willing to ask when they're, we know we want people to listen to this that are potentially going to be prospects and they want to learn more, but they're going to come out of it going, wow, ServicePower actually really does know their stuff. So that was perfect. I want to switch now. Again, I want to talk a little bit about the future, because again, one of the things I was excited about is we had meetings of, today we're poised to take advantage of the vision AI and the computer vision capabilities. But I have talked to the teams about a future that goes beyond even computer vision. And I'm curious just about your vision of AI in general. I have tried to plot out on a field service journey all the areas where we see AI is going to make a difference, and just get your vision of how you think we can execute on that.
For sure, AI is it's not the only game changer. As I said at the beginning, I really believe this is a real revolution, industrial revolution. The last two revolution related to internet in the 20th century, and the companies who missed this to use internet from the beginning, they died. And the same in the 19th century with democratization of electricity. Those two events in the past changed a lot how we work. And today, AI will change immediately a lot of things in our life. And we are just in the beginning of the beginning. We didn't see anything right now. So I think any company today who will start to implement AI, which is very paradoxical, because the traction of implementing and using AI, adoption of AI in processes is very slow. Every single company I met, they will tell me, yes, we are conscious that this is the way to do. But paradoxically, there is somehow a latency to implement this in the processes. And this latency may be related to change management, to what we call the fear from changing the process of today to something unknown. But this latency will disappear as far as one player of any competition will implement and get full value of AI. He will kill the market because he will have better cost structure, better reaching the customer, better product feature, and others will be only at that moment trying to follow them. So in any area, in any, like how to say, sector, it will be one player who will take advantage of AI and all others will come to follow up with them. And we saw it in telecom. When we started to build the models in telecom, the first one who took adopted in the infrastructure in the netcos in France was Axion, and he was the only one. And the other competitor, with four of them, every single quarter there is it was a report about the quality of the infrastructure of the netcos, and Axion was the first, not by miracle. And immediately all other four start to say, okay, this is the way. So we need to have it. Otherwise, we will miss the competition, we'll be dying. And this is exactly what will happen in every sector. Need one company to push the AI hard and get benefit from it so other will follow. And AI will be in every single way in the company. And as well in ServicePower, previously in NVIDIA as well, we try to implement AI in every single part of the team. And today in the ServicePower, we have a lot of good projects, either in sales, marketing, in development, in product development, even in accounting, to use AI and to automate a lot of stuff. So we are talking about a capacity which not to replace human. I really want to be very clear about this. I really don't believe that AI has the capacity to replace human being, but AI has a huge capacity to empower the human being to do a huge quality and quantity of work that we were not be able to do before it.
Right.
Exactly as personal computer empowered a human being to do very important job. Exactly as a smartphone empowered a human being to be more efficient, to do a lot of stuff. AI will do the same.
So everything we've talked about today is super exciting. I want to point out that in the past, ServicePower was very much out there trying to give thought leadership on AI, and our stance was there's a lot of hype around AI, and there's a lot of people are throwing out the term and saying what's coming, and it wasn't quite there. The exciting thing, in my opinion, is it's here at ServicePower. It's real now. It's available. And again, to the questions, when we got into the details of, if you engage with ServicePower, please ask those questions and, engage with our competitors to say, when they tell you they do it, get to a level that goes, tell me exactly how you do it, because we can do that now at ServicePower. It's a real thing. The hype is in the background now at ServicePower, and we're only coming out with more and more options to create more and more value for our clients. So I'm super excited. I'll start to wrap this up, but I'll bet if there's any additional comments you want to do, go for it.
I totally agree with you, Brad. It's like the message I will have it to all our customer. Please check all competitors when they thought about AI, how they are doing it. This, if you are acquiring some AI automation, this is will drive your processes, and the last thing you want is to automate your process in something which is not reliable.
Yep.
The last thing you want when you buy a car is that the car is not reliable. So the first thing we ask where the car is produced, what's the track record, how it's done. So it's the same when it comes to automate and trust a machine that will treat a lot of operation process for you. So yeah, 100% of this, please check how the AI is built, where it's built, by whom it's built. This is very important.
Yep. So exciting times. Thanks for everyone who joined and listened to this. And please give us a call and ask us more questions. We are happy to show you how things work here at ServicePower. So thanks again, Ahmed.
Thank you so much.